What's up, my friends? Welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. We're here with Aroden and we're in camp here. We're going to go ahead and touch base with Morrigan, and I'm pretty sure Bodon probably don't have anything, but we'll touch base with him too. And then we are going to head towards freaking Brecilian Forest, friends. Let's see. What updated? You brought Andraste's ashes back from the hidden temple in the mountains. The ashes worked as the legend said they would, and Eamon has recovered. He has learned of a terrible things that happened while he was unconscious and plans to call a landsmeet in Denerim. When you are ready for Denerim, speak to Eamon in the castle of Redcliffe. So we have that, obviously. Let's do Nature of the Beast. Gain the cooperation of the Dalish elves. The wandering Dalish elves, if brought together, are a force to be reckoned with. While they remain suspicious of outsiders, they still honor the old Grey Warden treaties, go to the Dalish elves, and seek their help to fight the blight. I'm pretty excited about that, friends, because we are a Dalish elf, and I've never seen the story as an elf, so...
Your desire?
Let me ask you something, Morgan.
So, full of questions, are you?
See ya. Have a good one, Morgan. Alright, everyone's up to date on dialogue, friends. There's nothing, literally nothing else.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife?
How about a beard grower, Bodon? You got one of them? Heard any juicy rumors, Bodon?
I've heard a rumor that the reason Queen Enora has never produced an heir is that she's barren. It's a curse from the Maker for bringing a commoner into the royal line. Until someone of royal blood is put on the throne, there will never be an heir. It seems the royal line of Calinod has been broken for good now. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Inconceivable, Bodon. What else, pal?
I don't know what to tell you. Nothing I can think of at the moment.
Well, damn, Bodon, I'm quietly disappointed that you don't have anything else, friend. Damn, I wanted to sit here and listen to your silky damn voice. Alright, friends, let's head to the damn Dalish and, you know, deal with the blight situation. Who the we're gonna send to the Dalish with us? How about Zevron? Yes. Algrin. You know, I usually do win, but no mages this time, I don't think, because I want to... You know, we could probably change people in camp, so we will do win. Yes. Because we can probably change in camp. So what else is there to do? We have... This is literally it. The edge of the Brecilian Forest, the dangers of which are well recorded in local legend. We need to read up on that codex, actually, the Brecilian Forest codex. We'll do it at the end of this episode, because I know for sure that we skipped over that one. We definitely didn't read it. Excuse me, what's going on here? Holy shit. How about a freaking overpower or assault? Oh, lots of fucking damage, friends. Who else wants some? How about a holy smite? Come on. Smite it the whole group, friends. Let's see, what's Wynn got going on here? Excuse me, Wynn, go ahead and get a corpse. See if you can get Alpha out. Can she not get Alpha out? Pretty sure it has to be like a corpse. Alright, Zev, what do you got going on, friend? We got a bunch of cunning here. Let's do 40. And the rest into cunning. Well, it's really not much to give Zev at this point. How about more into survival, friend? We got faint death for him, but I just don't want to do it. You know, he's got 2 more talents. Let's give him 1 here and then repose. And then let's look at his tactics here. Jeez, Zev, you don't have much, friend. So that's literally... But that's literally it. That's all he really has. Yeah, that's kind of all he has. So he's got the sweep here, repose. Yeah, he's got everything. Good grief. All right, Zev.
Let's get started.
Holy moly. Come on in, Spideys. Let's go ahead and hit this one with the pummel. Did I taunt her? Alright, they're coming. Damn, Assault Rex, friends. See ya, Spidey. Man, Assault does some serious damage. Holy shit. You see this? It's hitting like 50, 50, 50. A Mighty Blow does one solid damage of like 120 max. Goodness. Let's go ahead and hit these guys with a Warcry. See ya. Let's assault this one. Well, it's not hitting for 50, but it's still doing a good deal of damage. Goodness grief. Win, you're actually quite fun to take. Now that you have haste. It's actually very, very nice. You're fun to play with, Win. Get a Warcry on board too. Pummel on this one. Win is hurting over here. Ogren, go ahead and save her, buddy. Damn, Zeb's a wrecking. We want him on the Queen. Oh, the Queen's already dead. Easy. Easy, friends. What are you doing, Brucey?
On it.
Alright, well, I guess Cocoon Corpse. What are in these? Anything good?
Won't take long.
Jump up there, Zev. Let's get to the camp. I think that was pretty much it. Oh, you got caught, Zev. Here we go, friends. I'm actually really excited to do the Dalish stuff. Like, it's going to be really just... I have never seen an elf here, so it's going to be awesome.
Andara Natishan, my friend. You have come a long way. I give you the welcome of our clan. These are curious companions you have. Might I ask the purpose of your visit?
Wow, she was very, very nice. I've come on behalf of the Grey Warden, sister.
The Grey Wardens? You have joined their ranks? How unusual! Excuse my surprise. I will take you to the Keeper right away.
That was super easy. Holy moly. Pays off to have pointy ears, friends.
I see we have a guest. And one of our own, no less.
This one is from one of our sister clans to the north, Keeper, but claims to have come on behalf of the Grey Wardens.
The Grey Wardens? How unusual that one of our own should join their ranks. How did such a thing occur?
Well, it is a damn long story. But they need all the assistance they can get in this time. There's a blight ravaging the land.
It is as I feared, then. Very well. Let us speak. Masirinus Mithra, you may return to your post.
Manuvinen, Keeper.
Now, perhaps we might introduce ourselves. I am Zathrian, Keeper and Haran of this clan. You are?
My name is Aroden. A pleasure to meet you there, Keeper.
If you came to bring news of the blight in the south, it is not needed. I had already sensed its corruption. I would have taken the clan north by now, had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not. Do not allow our troubles to burden you, though I suspect they may impact your mission. I imagine you are here regarding the treaty we signed centuries ago. Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some explanation. Please, follow me. The clan came to the Brecilian Forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us. They ambushed us, and though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped, but we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry.
There were actual werewolves in this forest?
There was a time in Ferelden's history when werebeasts roamed the lands in great numbers. Spirits possessed animals and turned them into horrific monsters. The humans warred against and destroyed these creatures. No doubt their tales of those days grow ever more inaccurate.
Werewolves are beasts not unlike abominations, possessed wolves driven mad.
The werebeasts are not all gone from this land, and the ones that stalk the Brecilian forests are proof of this.
Why did these beasts attack you?
They are savage and unrelenting. They need no reason to attack anyone. What is curious, however, is the ambush. We expect werewolves to be no more cunning than a rabid wolf. The ambush suggests a level of intelligence we've never seen before.
Maybe they aren't as unintelligent as you think, Keeper.
I doubt that. The very curse that is in their blood fills them with an unreasoning rage that precludes any true thought.
Surely you must have some warriors to spare.
Not enough to make a difference for you, and not simultaneously leave us defenseless.
Well, is there no way to help your men?
The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself, and that would be no trivial task to retrieve.
I am good at non-trivial tasks.
Within the Brecilian Forest dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been spread. If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us. I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan.
Have you considered seeking outside help?
From whom? The Children of the Stone? The Shemlin? Do you truly think they have time to spare for us?
You said you could perhaps destroy the curse.
There is no guarantee that this will work, as I suspect. But it's the only hope we have left.
I'll find this Witherfang for you then.
I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brecilian Forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck.
Where do I get equipment around here?
Then I suggest you see Master Verathorn. I will instruct him to put aside some supplies for you, the kind that the hunters use.
Let me ask you a few more questions before we head out.
Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's storyteller, could provide you with answers just as easily.
Tell me more about this curse the hunters suffer from.
There is not much to say. It stemmed originally from Witherfang, but now any werewolf may infect someone with it.
So did all the werewolves everywhere stem from Witherfang?
No. The ones from this forest, however, do.
So if a werewolf bites me, then I'll become infected.
It is possible, but not guaranteed. The only way to protect against the curse is not to be bitten.
How do you know if you've been infected by the curse?
You will know within a matter of days. You will begin to sweat and vomit, and most tellingly, your temper will become wild and uncontrollable. If that happens to you, you should seek out Witherfang even more swiftly. Your mission at that point will be rather personal.
Could you tell me how the curse started?
That is a long tale I do not have time to tell. Ask Sayrel about it if you wish.
I want to ask you about something else, though.
Go on then.
How do I find Witherfang? Do you have any advice?
Watch for the white wolves. They are his eyes and ears in the forest.
Tell me more about the curse. We already asked him this, but go ahead, tell more.
There is not much to say. It stemmed originally from Witherfang, but now any werewolf may infect someone with it.
See ya. Have a good one there, Zathrian.
Go on then.
Have a good one, I just said, pal.
I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Creator speed on your way. Let's see. Witherfang. Witherfang is, according to the Keeper Zathrian, a wolf. He is no ordinary wolf, however. He is a wolf possessed by a powerful spirit and the source of the werewolf curse that plagues the Brecilian Forest. While Witherfang is hundreds of years old and very powerful in his own right, the only way to end this curse is to cut out the heart and bring it to Zathrian. Morbid. Slay Witherfang and bring the heart to Zathrian. Zathrian told you that the curse that has befallen the elves originated in the great wolf Witherfang. If the beast is slain, Zathrian may be able to use his heart to break the curse. We have a lot of stuff here, friends.
I never thought I'd ever set foot in a Dalish camp.
Well, here you are, Wynn. Looks exciting, doesn't it? Andrel, goddess of the hunt. Well, we might as well read some of the stuff on the way here. Hear me, sons and daughters of the people. I am sister of the moon, mother of hares, lady of the hunt, Andrel. Remember my teachings. Remember the Vir Tenadal, the way of three trees that I have given you. Vir Asan, the way of the arrow. Be swift and silent. Strike true. Do not waver, and let not your prey suffer. That is my way. Vir Borsan, the way of the bow. As the sapling bends, so must you. In yielding, find resilience. In pliancy, find strength. That is my way. Vir Adalan, the way of the wood. Receive the gifts of the hunt with mindfulness. Respect the sacrifice of my children. Know that your passing shall nourish them in turn. That is my way. Remember the ways of the hunter, and I shall be with you. Nice to polish up on Dalish lore, friends. I've been missing it. Silaise, the Hearthkeeper. Silaise, the Hearthkeeper, is seen as the sister of Andrel, the Huntress. While Andrel loved to run with the creatures of the wild, Silaise preferred to stay by her home tree, occupying herself with gentle arts and song. It is Silaise who gave us fire and taught us how to use it. It is Silaise who showed us how to heal with herbs and with magic, and how to ease the passage of infants into the world. And again, it is Silaise who showed us how to spin the fibers of plant into thread and rope. We owe much to Silaise, and that is why we sing to her when we kindle the fires and when we put them out. That is why we sparkle our arabels with Silaise's fragrant tree moss and ask that she protect them and all within. So obviously it's by Rail. Let's see. We have a few more. There's a raven in camp. There's some stuff over there we can steal. Let's talk to Zathrian once more. Can we get in this chest?
Please leave that be. If you have need of equipment, I am sure Master Verathorn can help you.
Let's not lie. Let's not start a freaking ruckus here. I will leave it be, I'm sorry.
Macirinus.
I couldn't remember if we could get into that or not, so I guess I had to try. Excuse me, Zathrian?
Yes? What is it you need? Have you news?
Toodles.
I must return to caring for my...
Yeah, have a good one, pal. Let's talk to Lanaya.
Under an Atishan Lethaline. My name's Lanaya, Zathrian's first. I hear your clan has moved on to the north, and that you're now one of the Grey Wardens. Allow me to congratulate you for stepping into a world that few of our people even dream of. I wish I could do the same.
Thank you. It has been definitely an interesting adventure so far.
I must admit, I am a bit jealous. I have too many duties to my clan to do more than dream of such travels. Perhaps, since you have traveled in the outside world yourself, might I ask you a question or two?
For a fellow Dalish, you can ask me anything. Let's go find a nook back there too while we're at it, huh?
I hear the human cities are very large, thousands upon thousands of souls all packed together in their houses. Is that true?
Yeah, it's weird. Very freaking weird. I've seen some of the buildings larger than an eye can see.
How very loud that must be with everyone talking all at once. I try to imagine those of our people living in such a place, surrounded by walls of stone and indifference. It is a difficult thought.
Well, it isn't really an easy life for them either. That's definitely true.
Why do they stay, do you think? These elves who live with the humans.
To me, they stay because they're damn fools, obviously.
I would not be so harsh as that, but you know them better than I do. It is said that one day we will have a land of our own. We Dalish gather the ancient wisdom in preparation for this. When that day comes, all elves, even those who have forgotten, will reclaim their former glory. I have one more question, though I'm not sure you can answer it. Do the humans ever regret what they did to us?
You know, I don't really know. I don't think they regret what they've done. Maybe some do. But I don't know. To say that they regret it, I'm not really sure, friends. I doubt they pay attention to it. It's kind of just history to them, it seems like at this point.
How quickly they forget. A poet once wrote of them, before the fall of the Dales. Like dragons they fly, glory upon wings. Like dragons, they savage, fearsome, pretty things. But you don't need me to quote poetry to you. Forgive me. Perhaps you have some questions of your own.
Tell me more about yourself.
I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
How'd you come to the Dalish if you were so young?
My parents were servants to a human merchant whose caravans plied the southern routes. One day, bandits killed him, and my parents both. I was the only survivor, just a young girl, and the bandits took me. I was their servant for several years.
Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that. It must have been horrible.
It was, though long years of reflection have allowed me to come to terms with it, to put them in perspective. I can only imagine what would have happened had the clan not saved me from them. I owe them my life for that, and more.
So you said the Dalish rescued you from bandits.
The bandits killed a scout when the clan passed near their camp. When the clan discovered him, Zathrian came looking for his killers. He followed their tracks for almost a month, and when he finally caught up to us, he fell on the bandits like a terror. No one could stop him. I sat there and I watched him attack them in a blur, and I reveled in every blow. When he saw me, the fury in his eyes turned to pity. He took me back to the clan, and I've been here ever since.
Didn't you have any family you could have returned to?
It's possible I might have had some, maybe many. Zathrian offered to take me back, but I had no idea where I was from, and I wanted to stay with the man who rescued me. The clan is my family. Any others out there? It's best they believe that little girl died with her parents. For now, the clan is all I need. My old world could not have offered me all this, and the knowledge of a keeper as well. Perhaps one day, when I am keeper, I might inquire out of curiosity. I'm not sure what lies down that road except pain, however.
True enough. Aroden's really like... I can imagine him being really homesick here. This whole experience with seeing another Dalish clan is so surreal to him. It's just... I would say it's making him sad because it definitely is. But just hearing her talking about this and just being in the Dalish environment here, taking in the smells again, has definitely got him just lost. Kind of lost in thought, kind of, I guess, you know? Because this was him. What was it, less than a year ago, at least? This was definitely him at one point. Well, she's definitely not a keeper. This is a dumb question to ask, friends. How did you become a keeper? We know that she's the second. So... is this something I gotta rephrase again? How did you become the second, then?
I am not a keeper. I am Zathrian's first. Though because I was not born into the clan, becoming his first was very difficult. We Dalish have old traditions. The clans come from the ranks of the nobility that once ruled the Dales, you see. The keepers of those old clans have the strongest and purest blood that reaches back to the days of Arlathan. I had to compete against the other candidates for first, to be better than them in everything, simply because I was not of the old blood.
Did I call her the second? I meant to say the first. Do you think they resent your success, considering that you were born amongst humans, pretty much?
No. Zathrian told me that time would take away their prejudices, and it did. They became used to me. The clan has placed great trust in me. One day, I will lead them and be the one who secures our future.
Well, we took in Paul, remember? And nobody treated him bad, so... what can you tell me about Zathrian?
Nothing that you could not ask Zathrian himself. He is the keeper of this clan and has been for a very long time. He is also a very good man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them.
So, what has he lost?
He lost his family a very long time ago. I don't know the story, but I understand the circumstances were horrific.
Take it easy, woman.
As you wish. Darth Shirel.
Have a good one. Let's go rob some people blind here. Can we get in there? Excuse me.
On.
There we go. Find scrolls. The Long Walk, friends. Oh, yippee. Keeper of Secrets. So where would I find the Long Walk at? Damn it. Alright, Dirthavin, Keeper of Secrets. The twins Falandine and Dirthavin are the eldest children of Elganon, the Allfather, and Mythal the Protector. The brothers were inseparable from the moment of their conception, known for their great love for each other. That is why we often speak of Falandin in one breath and Dirthavin the next. For they cannot bear to be apart, not even in our tales. When the world was young, the gods often walked the earth. Falandin and Dirthavin were no exception. Both were delighted by the many wonders of our earth. They played with the animals, whispered to the trees, and bathed in the lakes and streams. Their days were filled with bliss, and they did not know sorrow. And then one day, while passing through the forest, Falandin and Dirthavin came across an old, sickly deer resting beneath a tree. "Why do you sit so still, little sister?" asked Falandin. "Play with us," said Dirthavin. "At last," spoke the deer, "I cannot, I am old. And although I wish to go to my rest, my legs can no longer carry me." Taking pity on the deer, Falandin gathered up her into his arms and carried her to her rest beyond the veil. Dirthavin tried to follow them, but the shifting gray paths beyond the veil would not let him. Separated for the first time from Falandin, Dirthavin wandered aimlessly till he came across 2 ravens. "You are lost, and soon you will fade," the raven named Fear said to Dirthaman. "Your brother has abandoned you. He no longer loves you," said the other named Deceit. "I am not lost, and Falandin has not abandoned me," replied Dirthaman. He subdued the ravens and bade them carry him to Falandin. This they did, for they had been defeated and were now bound to Dirthaman's service. When Dirthaman found Falandin, he found also the deer, who once again was light on her feet. For her spirit was released from her weakened body. Both Falandin and Dirthaman rejoiced to see this. Falandin vowed that he would remain to carry all the dead to their place beyond, just as he did the deer. And Dirthaman stayed with him, for 2 twins cannot bear to be apart. So we need to find the long walk here. It's somewheres in here. So, culture and history probably? A long walk, baby! When our people left Tevinter, we had nothing except the knowledge for that the first time in countless centuries we were free. It was Shartan's dream that one day we would have our own homeland, where we could live as we chose. After the long struggle that claimed the lives of many, even Shartan himself, we were granted the Dales. And though the Dales were to the south of the land of Orlais, and a long way from Tevinter, it mattered little. We were going home, and so we walked. We called our journey the Long Walk, for that was what it was. We walked with little we had on our backs. Some walked without shoes, for they had none. Whole families of women, infants, and the old and young alike. All of them made their way across the land on foot, and if one of our people could no longer walk, we carried him, or sometimes left him behind. Many perished along the way, some died of exhaustion, others simply gave up and fell by the wayside. A great number were set upon by human bandits. Even though we had few possessions, along the way a growing number began to bemoan the decision to leave Tevinter. At the least in Tevinter, they said, we had food, we had water and shelter. What do we have here? Nothing but an open sky and the prospect of the never-ending road ahead. Some turned back toward Tevinter, but most of us continued walking. And the gods rewarded those of us who did not waver by bringing us to the Dales. Our people called the new city Halam Sharal the end of the journey, and for a time it was home. More awesome lore, friends. What do you say we go over here and get more shit, huh?
Easy enough.
Man, I am really digging the Dalish camp.
Right.
We barely even touched anything here. I mean, we're kind of like reading a lot of shit, but you know, I'm just digging this place. I'm digging being here. It feels pretty awesome as an elf. I won't begin to lie to you guys. This is one of my least favorite places in Origin. But this time, it's really just rubbing off on me, and I'm happy we're doing it as an elf. It's giving me a complete different, feel here.
Seems the Keeper has charged you with a difficult task. Do you feel up to it?
Hell yeah, of course I do.
I am glad to hear that, Lethaline. Surely the Creators have sent you to us. That one of our own people comes to us in our hour of need gives us great comfort. You will find yourself welcome here.
Damn right, pal. Thank you. Well, we probably don't need this shit, but let's go over here. There was something, Eldest of the Sun. Let's get this. I'm pretty sure we already read the God of Vengeance in our camp. God of Craft. Representing June. Yeah, we already read that, obviously. Oh, Bowskii come and piss on his Aravel. Aha, sucks to be you, Zathrian. Colored inks. Valiceline, the blood writing. When the children of our people come of age, they earn the privilege of wearing the Valiceline. The blood writing, it sets us apart from the Shemlin and from the elves who have thrown their lot in with them. It reminds us that we will never again surrender our traditions and beliefs. The ritual deserves great reverence, The one who is to gain the Vaseline must prepare by meditating on the gods and the ways of our people, and by purifying the body and the skin. When the time comes, the keeper of the clan applies the blood writing. This is done in complete silence. Cries and pain are signs of weakness. If one cannot tolerate the pain of the blood writing, they are not ready to undertake the responsibilities of an adult. The keeper may stop the ritual if they decide that the one gaining the Vaseline is not ready. There is no shame in this, for all children are different and our ancestors once took centuries to come to age. Cool. So I wonder though, if these codexes are actually, let's say, were these codexes the ones that I got updating? Hold on, cuz no. So got a vengeance, it didn't update. Let's see. Nope. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and talk to this gentleman. Well, I want to go over to the... Let me go over to the shop first. Excuse me.
What are you doing? You've warped the wood completely. Did you leave it out in the rain?
No, Master Ferrothorn. I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlin. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
Elves and their wood shaping. It's unnatural. Why use wood when you got perfectly good metal and stone?
Spoken like a true child of the stone, my friend.
Who you call a child, old man?
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Ferrothorn.
And so they should. Truly the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest, and Darren Atishan friend. It has been some years since I met Master Island at the last gathering. He is still hale, I hope.
Well, I would say he is fine. When I last saw him, yes.
That is good to hear. Your clan is more familiar to us than most, since we do not stray far from each other in this land. I met your father, for he was once keeper of your clan. You carry many of his features. He spoke at a gathering, telling the clans that more of us need to voyage into the Shemlin world and learn their ways. He would be proud to see his son a Grey Warden, I think.
This is awesome, friends. Well, thank you. I mean, it was kind for him to say, you know? Like, anything that, like, I'm not going to sit here and say I barely know anything about him. I really don't care. He might. Regardless what he did, it's still our father, you know? And our father wasn't really the one that left us. I believe our mother pretty much left us, but our father, if he bears some resemblance, we all know that Aroden's he's a good man, you know? He does what he can for everybody that needs help, at least. And if we're bearing some resemblance of our father, then our father must have been an exceptional person as well, I would think. So, thank you, it's kind of you to say.
Our people speak so little of the dead, especially those who end in tragedy. I thought you should know, regardless.
You seem quite advanced in the old craft, Master.
What little of the craft I've learned has been passed on to me through generations. Such is the time it has taken us to learn a fraction of what has been lost. I do not make bows as fine as Master Island's, perhaps, but might have caused more than one Shemlin to drool at the thought of possessing them. There is wood that, if treated properly, is as hard as steel, but far lighter. It grows only in this forest. Ironbark. The keeper has forbidden us from entering the forest to collect the wood. This means I cannot make our finest crafts for years to come.
What if I found some ironbark for you?
I would be hesitant to ask it of you, but if you should come across ironbark, I suppose there would be no harm in gathering some. It is blue and very distinctive. You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree from age. Now, if you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you.
What kind of item would you make me?
I excel in making blades from the ironbark, or perhaps a breastplate. Provided there's enough wood, that is.
Very well. I'll look for it when I'm in the forest.
That would please me. So long as our hunters come first.
I was told you could supply me with some equipment.
Yes, yes. The Keeper sent word that you might ask me for such. I took the liberty of assembling some goods that our hunters use. I notice you've already found the chest I placed it in. Feel free to sort through and take whatever you found there, if you've not done so already.
I ransacked that freaking chest, old man. Is there any other equipment you could spare?
I have nothing left that the clan could spare, but we do have goods that we were going to bring to the Shemlin villages to barter with.
Hell yeah, let me barter with you, big guy.
I am no merchant, but let us trade. Perhaps there's something here which will be of value to you.
Damn right it better be, because I'm buying it all. Hopefully, I think he's got like a tome in here or something that we could use. We probably didn't need that freaking... I mean, we have enough money, friends. Might as well just buy this shit. What's the sense in even making the stuff? Here, have these freaking daggers back, friend. Do you have anything good, actually? Tome of Skill and Sundry. Thank you. And thank you. Do you have any gifts? Nope. Cool. Thank you, rare ironbark friends. Let's see, what's that? Ferrothorn, the clan's craftsman, is in need of ironbark. Ironbark is a very rare wood, light but strong, and looks very distinctive. If you find some in the forest, bring it back to Ferrothorn. Cool, well we will do that. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Take these... Skill of Sundry. What does that one exactly do? Oh, it gives us a skill. We could do this. I don't think we need Master Survival for that lady. Thinking about putting the skill into stealing. I'll wait for now. Until we go over there and talk to her. But I'm pretty sure we only need like 3 points. Tome of the Mortal Vessel. Cool. Well, we'll leave it there until we talk to the lady. Over there. Let's see if we have any more codexes anywhere before we head out pretty soon. There's Fenharel.
On it.
Statue dedicated to the elven wolf god, Fenharel, the Dread Wolf. The Trickster. I don't think there's any more. There's Gaina, whatever her name is.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Damn right, Zeb. Thank you. Appreciate it, friend. So I don't see any more codexes. We then tackled everything. Let's look at Gillenon to make sure.
The Dalish call them their guides. They even lead an elf to oblivion when he dies, or so they claim.
I wouldn't know anything about Hala, friend. Never seen one my whole life. There's another chest. Oh, that's the chest that we can't get into. Come here, Zev.
Now we go.
More love letter stuff? Interesting. Like, how are we still getting this stuff? Let me talk to Zev because he gives us a quest here.
What say you?
Let me ask you some questions.
By all means.
What's your opinions of the Dalish?
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
That's horrible, Zev.
Is it? It seemed normal enough a tale growing up. No different than the other elven boys in the whorehouse. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
I'm sorry for you, Zevron. You lived a hard life, friend.
That's very kind of you to say, but it is not necessary. It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
You can say that again, friend.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
I know the sort of gloves that you speak of, Zev.
I suppose you would. I'd always wanted another. In fact, I ran off to join a clan once when they drew near Antiva city, thinking that there I would find my true calling. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Hell yeah, Zev. What we got here? Oh, love letters. We'll read that at some other time. That lady's over there eavesdropping her ass off, friends. We have a bunch of stuff. I just want to talk to this lady here. I want to do this quest before we actually head out.
Who comes? Anathara. I was so busy attending the Hala, I did not hear you coming.
I take it you are the clan's master herder?
I am indeed. I am Alora, and it is my place to speak to the Hala and care for their needs. In return, the Hala guide us where we need to go.
I notice you separated this Hala from the herd.
I fear she may have been bitten during the werewolf attack. I have tried speaking with her, but she is too agitated for me to understand. The curse would not affect her as it would us, but it would still be lethal. And it may prove contagious to the other Hala as well. I can find no wound on her, but if she's truly ill, then I will have to put her out of her misery. For her sake, as well as that of the others.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't know. Do you have any skills that might help her? If you do, I would be grateful.
Damn right I have skills. Let me examine the Hala.
And? What do you think? I am glad you attempted it regardless.
Oh, here we go. We can just... Okay, that was weird. Well, let's just go ahead and try to calm her then.
Yes, that's it. She's calming down. That's it, love. Be calm. Tell me what troubles you. Ah, I see. It is her life mate who is sick, not her. He was bitten on the leg during the attack, and she fears greatly for him. I did not realize another Hala was injured. This will allow me to prevent the sickness from spreading to the entire herd. Masiranus, thank you. You have done my clan a great boon this day. I will always be grateful for your help.
Hell yeah. Well, at least we know now that you can get away with 3. I always thought you need a master, so guess we don't. So let's do one more in strength. Let's do stealing. Now we are able to get the quest in Denerim. Slim Cauldry one. Well, that was interesting. I didn't think we were going to be able to go back to the way that we could calm it. I knew we had to calm it, but I wanted to examine it first. Like, I didn't know for sure. But interesting enough, we were still able to do it. Let's jump in here real quick. There is... I do want to read about the Brecilian Forest, if we can even find it. I know I marked it off somewhere. And I wanted to read about the Dalish. But sadly, I don't know where the hell it is. culture and history. I wonder if it'll be in there. Brecilian Forest, baby. There are places in the Brecilian Forest where the veil is so thin, the difference between awake and dreaming is next to nothing. In one such place, a woodshaper was born under such unfortunate stars that his mother named him Abalas, which means sorrow. And he lived up to his name. He could keep no apprentices and lost his stock of bows in mishap after mishap, until finally he had nothing. The rest of the clan began to fear that his ill luck would harm them too, and whispered among themselves of casting him out. Abalas heard them and resolved to change his luck, and so went into the forest alone to seek a suitable tree for which to make bows. At last he spied a young rowan growing inside a stream. He drew his axe, and the tree cried out in fear, begging to be spared. But Abalas said, "If I do not take your life, mine will surely end." With 2 strokes he felled the tree. From the tree he made the finest 3 bows he had ever crafted. Pleased, Abalas returned to the camp and gave his bows to the hunters at once. By nightfall, however, the camp was in uproar. The hunters had returned with braces of hairs which, when cut open, revealed only worms and sawdust. The elder said it was a sign that the hunters had robbed some spirit of its host, for it is well known that spirits do not go about the waking world on their own, but inhabited another creature's body. The elder worked a charm to banish the spirit back into the Fade, and the clan went to sleep hungry. The next day the hunters brought back a doe, and again the beast bled sawdust. Now the clan began to fear the spirit would starve them, and wondering what they had done to deserve it. Abalas came forward and told of the rowan tree. The elder considered for a long time before declaring that they must replace what Abalas had taken from the spirit, so he sent the hunters to dig up a rowan sapling and bring it living to the camp. There the elder ordered a sapling planted and appealed to the spirit for forgiveness. There was a terrible sound then, as if the whole forest was crying out in protest. Darkness fell upon the camp, though it was just past midday, and when the darkness passed, a rowan grove, every tree bearing the frozen face of a terrified elf, stood where the camp had been. From then on, it was forbidden in every clan to cut living trees in the Brecilian Forest. The spirits know nothing of forgiveness. Interesting, friends. So I wanted to find Dalish elves as well. In time, the human empires will crumble. We have seen it happen countless times. Until then, we wait. We keep to the wilder borderlands. We raise Hala and build Aravels and present a moving target to the humans around us. We try to keep hold of the old ways to relearn what was forgotten. We call to the ancient gods, although they do not answer, and they have not heard us since before the fall of Arlathan, so that one day they might remember us. Elganon, the eldest of the sun, and he who overthrew his father, Mythal the protector, Fen'Harel the dread wolf, Andril the huntress, Falanding the friend of the dead, Dirthamin the keeper of secrets, Ilanan the mother of Hala, June the master of crafts, and Siles the hearthkeeper. We gather every 10 years for our Lathavan to retell the ancient stories and keep them alive. For when the human kingdoms are gone, we must be ready to teach the others what it means to be elves. Okay, so that's interesting enough. We literally have one more up here that I forgot to read, which is Hurlock. Taller than the Genlock cousin, the Hurlocks are roughly of human size, but are possessed of considerable strength and constitution. The shock troop of Darkspawn, a single Berserk and Hurlock, can often be a match of numerous opponents at once. They are known to adorn themselves with roughly carved tattoos to keep track of their kills and deeds. It's unknown whether or not there is a uniform standard of these markings. Alphas. Alpha Hurlocks are more intelligent and more skilled fighters, often serving as commanders or even generals. Hurlock emissaries also been known to appear on a blight. These Darkspawn are only the ones recorded as being capable of human speech and are capable of employing magic. So that's that. We are officially caught up on freaking codexes, friends. Now we can just jump in the codexes and literally just click on the next thing available and read that. So anyways, when we come back, we'll touch base with the rest of the people here, and hopefully we can head to the forest and find Witherfang, whoop his ass, and save the Dalish. Anyways, friends, I'm out of here. Take it easy. Till next time, have a good one. See you then.